Welcome to RawPodcast. My name is Scott Harrigan, and today we have episode 3 of...
What's on your mind this week, Duff?
That's the first time you got that right. You know what? It only took 3 weeks, Duffy, but
Yeah,
you finally got her.
Yeah.
So I guess that begs the question: what's on your mind this week, Duff?
Well, everybody's been talking about the Oscars.
Yes.
Will Smith and Chris Rock. Did he do right or did he do wrong?
Ooh,
I think the jury's out because a lot of people think he did right in defending.
Oh, Will Smith did?
In his woman. A lot of people did wrong. He said he did wrong because violence is no answer. And I tend to agree with both.
Both?
If anyone disses my wife publicly, you do so at your peril.
Did he diss her, though?
Well, he didn't know she had a condition where she had...
Did he know that either? Like, that's up in the air, too. So, like...
I don't think he knew.
Well, here...
I think even Chris Rock wouldn't have said a joke like that if somebody had a medical disability.
I
required them to shave their head.
Is it a medical disability?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
My wife had alopecia. So just for the record, my wife had alopecia, and she had alopecia when we were dating in grade 8. Yeah, that early. So we didn't see each other for years and years and years and years, and time went on, and then Facebook brought us back together, and then, it was like love again in grade 7, but it isn't because we're adults now with adult issues. And it was grade 7. Wow. 78. That's when I first met her. Anyways, it didn't. You can't recreate what that love was innocent, and now we're adults with problems. But anyway, so the point is this. I knew about alopecia in this late 70s. When we hooked up 25 odd years later here on the island, Duncan, I was like, did you still have alopecia? She goes, yeah, oh yeah. Her hair was flowing and beautiful. And then, but the only way you could tell is because there was no eyebrows.
Yeah.
And she was still insecure about it. The thing with this is that I convinced her to get tattoos and the whole bit, but I couldn't tell because of wigs. And I asked her, she goes, it's not cancer.
No.
It's not cancer. No, you're not going to die from it. Yeah. She said, it's just you lose your hair because she had so many tests and prods and blood taken out. The point is this, Steve. This woman is dripping in money. Yeah. Dripping. She has more money than you and I could even fathom. And my wife was getting wigs out of New York City that were made from real hair, costing thousands and thousands, 8, 9, 10,000, not 10,000, I don't think, but $7,000 or $8,000. Yeah. This woman does not need to go around saying that she has alopecia if she doesn't want anybody to know she has alopecia. She could easily go buy a wig. Wigs.
Yeah, there was a woman on the news on the other night that had a wig. She had alopecia. And she talked about how she was a wig maker.
Absolutely.
She had a condition.
You would never know.
No.
The only way you could tell is if you looked at her with
the
eyebrows. And once we got her eyebrows tattooed, you couldn't tell.
I guess
so. The whole thing is simply. This is going to be my take on this, and I really.
You think it was staged?
At first, I did. 100%. At first, I thought it wasn't until he goes, "Get my wife's name out your fucking mouth." Then I went, "Okay, well, this has gone too far now."
And he looked pissed.
Not at first. He didn't. He laughed at the
was
joke.
Laughing his head off. And
so
he looked at her and
that's a broken man to me. Yeah. So believe it or not, it's I have been with. You have to be around narcissistic, sociopathic people to understand their traits. And once you do, if you are in a situation, you spot those right away. Yeah. That man is broken. That man would this woman had him on a round table, a red round table, telling him sleeping with the kid, their own children, their own son or daughter's friend, many years younger, telling him it's your fault. And I'll tell you why. This is if he hadn't have slapped Chris Rock, when they got home, there would have been no after party. No. she would have gone home, and the fireworks would have went off.
And as we speak, this is still under investigation.
Chris Rock said he didn't want to press charges, but I mean, to get back to the academy, he resigned his thing and whatever. And I can't even believe I know this much about it, because I wouldn't know a movie star if they walked out Douglas Street and I smacked into him. I just wouldn't know. But this did trigger me only because I have been in relationships with narcissistic. Not relationships as far as romantic. I've been in narcissistic, sociopathic relationships and family and stuff, and it's I put it this way: I would rather get punched in the face 10 times square right in the mouth than be mind fucked.
Everybody says, "Oh, we know who wears the pants in that family."
Well, you could wear the pants, that's fine, but I mean, if your actions, narcissistic, sociopathic makes people do bad things. Yeah. It is a very, very, it's wrong, and yet you stick up for that person.
If you know it's good for you.
Well, I don't even know. I guess it's going to differ from person to person, but I know the common trait is that you absolutely are you have no power. Yeah. You were so messed up and confused, and you start doubting yourself, and all these horrible, horrendous. A punch in the mouth is going to go away, and blah blah blah, and that's it. You got a black eye, you get this, you bleed, your lip is cut, no problem. See you later. Yeah. Mind.
When that happened, my wife and I were watching. Did that just happen?
I know
and
a lot of people.
The slap, I thought that looks like a wrestling.
Oh, she wrecked this man's career.
Yeah,
this man's career. I think it's already taken him
on.
on.
The Best Actor Oscar,
and he shouldn't have. He should have
just got up and left. That would.
Well, he was asked to leave. He was asked to leave.
That would have made more of a statement if he didn't get up there and smack him. He should have said, Jada, let's leave. And then when he was announced as a winner, that would have been more telling to me.
I think there's a lot of things he wish he didn't do. I think he's not going to. His life isn't going to get better until he leaves that woman. That woman, you don't come out on national TV and say, you should have known. Had he had not done that, he would have went home that night and she would have said, you did not. That's why I had an affair. See, it's always the blaming. No empathy, no compassion, no this, no that. It's always somebody else's fault. He would have went home that night and it would have been, and that's why I fooled around on you. Meanwhile, it's with their own kid's friend. So as far as that goes, the medical condition, I know for a fact it's more of an embarrassment, just for my own personal experience for years of being with somebody very close. And
no way of knowing.
You know something, the wigs that she was getting from New York, like massively expensive.
I never met your wife, so I don't know.
But you would never know. Just like dentures. You would never know. The dentures, they're not the same as grandma in the 60s.
What's also on my mind this week, Scott, you'll love this.
Yes, so have we moved on from
51 goals.
Have we moved on from that?
Yes.
Okay. So what is it?
51 goals for Austin Matthews.
So far, yeah.
Yeah. You say he's moved one ahead of Leon Draisaitl?
Draisaitl just got it last night, right? Yeah. What do you think of that? What is that? Is that a big deal?
50 goals. Remember when Rocket Richard got the 50-goal mark and then Gretzky got 50 in like 29 games?
30-something, yeah.
That was crazy.
36 games or 30, I can't remember.
And then, awesome. I think 50 goals, it's a plateau. Guys they're doing great if they have a 30-goal season.
I think 50, it certainly for me, 50 goals is huge. Ricky Vive for Toronto did it 3 times or 4 times. I think Gary Leeman did it. I think Dave Anderchuk for the Leafs, which is pretty wild when you think of the history of the Leafs. But Steven Stamkos just came out today and said this. He's got 50. That's awesome. He's done that too. Stamkos done it. He said, but you know what sucks is if he doesn't get 60. Yeah. I wouldn't want to be stuck on.
He'll get 60.
I got sure. You would think he's got 13 games or 12 games to go, right?
It's 2 a game usually. Sometimes.
Well, yeah.
If it's on television, he'll get 2 or 3 a game.
He's scored something like 50 goals in 57 games or something. I don't even know what it is, but it's some crazy number. But What do you think of the this new NHL or this new brand of hockey? You go to a lot of junior games, especially the Grizzlies and stuff. Have you noticed a difference between the Grizzly games today, the style of play,
I know,
and what it was like even, say, 10 years ago?
You give somebody a good stiff body check, and then you got half the team after you.
That is the one thing I can't stand.
I don't like that. Hockey is a contact sport. If you don't want to get in contact, go play golf.
Did you watch Hockey Night in Canada by chance on the weekend?
No.
Okay. I'm going to set this up for you. So it was Kevin Bielska, who I think is awesome on that panel. Jennifer Bottrell. Mm-hmm. There was Ron McLean and...
Kings goalie, what's his face?
Heatley? No. God.
I can see
the bagpipe guy.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Which?
The bagpipe. Who does the bagpipes? Glenn... Oh, God, whatever. Yeah, it'll come to me. Yeah. However, is it Glenn Healy? No, Glenn. No, it's not. That's the LA Kings guy. Who am I thinking of?
LA Kings goalie that's on the panel all the time.
Yeah, what is his name?
Jeez.
Is he getting old? Sucks, eh?
I can see his name. I can see his face in my head.
I thought it started with a G. But okay, so anyway, let me set this up for you. And the people that are out there listening to this will either already know because they've seen it. But it was a couple games ago. A few days ago, I mean, there was a game between Anaheim and Arizona. And Anaheim was up 5-0. Mm-hmm. And their superstar, Zegras, scored another lacrosse-style goal.
Yeah.
And if that wasn't like, kind of showing off or whatever.
Yeah, rubbing salt.
Well, it wasn't like where he rubbed salt was this. Plays later, it was 5-0, and he was jamming at the puck when the goalie had it. The puck might have been loose, probably was loose, but it's 5-0. Do you really need to start jamming at the goalie when he's down and the puck is under? I mean, you play from whistle to whistle, but there is unwritten rules in hockey.
It's a code.
There's a code for sure. And what he did was he was poking at the goalie and it's 5-0. There's really no need of it. So a guy by the name of what's his name? God Lord, I can't believe we're doing this. Jay Beagle. Cross-checked the rookie. And his teammate who's having a career year, Terry, who's like maybe 180 pounds, 170 pounds, whatever. He's not a big guy at all. Stuck up for this rookie, and he's into the rookie. He's up there, third, I think, in rookie scoring. He could win the Rookie of the Year. Mm-hmm. And Jay Beagle's a big boy. He's a big man. That's a boy fighting a man.
Yeah.
And he pummeled him. Jay Beagle pummeled this kid. And he had him to the point. Point is on Hockey Night in Canada, Jennifer Bottrell and Bielska this came up in the panel, like we're discussing now. And he goes, Jennifer Bottrell her point was the NHL should step in and fix this. And he's like, fix what? What are they going to fix? He's in the NHL, dude. Hey, you don't start packing, jamming at the goalie at 5-0. And so this big kind of she was getting angry. She was not happy. And she just got ripped apart on social media to the point where Jennifer Bottrell should not be on that panel. Yeah. And it got ugly, right? So what's your take on the fact that you have an NHL guy that played and you have a woman on that played for Team Canada? To me, it's like, is just because she's a woman, she doesn't have a say in this? I personally don't think that Buddy should have been doing what he was doing. No. I don't think at all.
I think the women are there to give equal, playing field to men and women. And because she played the game, she knows what she's talking about.
100%. 100%.
But at the same time,
she does not like fighting at all at any level.
No. Well,
at any, like,
as long as it's allowed in hockey, there'll be pros and cons.
Well, that's the other thing, but the thing is that that guy did get cross-checked from behind Zegras. He got it pretty good, and he went down and whatever. The minute his teammate stuck up, that's great. Now it's fair game.
Yep.
Now, could he have laid off? Yes. Should he have? Probably.
Yeah.
Right, but he didn't. But But he didn't have to either.
Be interesting to see what Don Cherry would say about this.
Well, see, I'm glad you mentioned that, Duff, because part of this attack on Jennifer Bottrell, which she didn't deserve, everybody was saying Ron's lost it, and now we have to, Kevin's good. Yeah. Get rid of the rest of the panel and put Kevin and Don Cherry back on. And Don Cherry has his haters. People, you either love or hate Don Cherry, and it's like
he's gone because he said "you people."
It was probably his.
Don Cherry is uneducated. He'll say things he doesn't realize he's saying. He's an uneducated.
But he was getting to the point where he was getting
ticking a lot of people off.
Yeah, he was going over the top on some things that whatever, and he didn't have to go out that way, but I do believe that it was his time to go. But the great that you brought that up was like, okay, well, what happens if Don Cherry? What would have Don Cherry would have?
He's doing a podcast now, isn't he?
With his son Tim, yeah.
And he's quite popular.
Very popular. Well, Don Cherry, anything, right?
This guy, the Canadian kid, eh?
I remember when he had a show called, it was a little bar in Hamilton.
Yeah.
And he would have people on. But yeah, what do you think Don Cherry would have said in that situation?
I think he would have said, there's a code.
There's definitely a code.
You don't jam away when you're up 5-0.
There's definitely a code.
1-0, you jam. If it's 5-0, you don't. That's what he would have said.
I think so. I think he would have said that. What do you think he would have said about the bigger guy beating up the little guy?
I think he would have said, okay, it's like Vinny Le Cavalier when he took on the big guy, big goof that used to play for Boston.
Oh, Chera.
And Chera was all ready to lay him. We had him down and he held off.
Yeah. Actually, his name got mentioned in that.
Good on you, Chera.
Yeah, that got brought up too, actually, Chera, that he would do exactly that. He would he would ragdoll some, but he wouldn't hit a defenseless person. This guy took a couple shots that maybe he knew that he already had him, but he still took a couple shots.
To his credit, he probably knew he was going to get nailed.
No, this is the third guy in. This is his teammate sticking up for him. This Jay Beagle hit this Terry kid who's like he's ripping up he's having a hell of a season, right? And he is a superstar in this league.
So Beagle's one of those.
Beagle's just a journey guy, journeyman. Sure he is, right? But he's been around.
For the Canucks,
played for the Canucks. He played for Washington. He's been around. Like he's and he knows. But the thing is, he's a veteran. This guy's a rookie. Not a rookie. Terry's not a rookie. However, he's young, very young,
young and small.
Young and small. So. It was kind of. I thought, come on, guy, you could have held off at least 2 of those punches if you wanted to, but he didn't have to. What he did was not against the rules. Nope. It was a fight. The guy didn't drop his gloves, mind you. So Terry didn't drop his gloves. But, he did go after him. So anyway, I don't know. It was...
You're obviously not a fighter.
No, he's not a fighter. He was sticking up for a teammate, and the teammate, whatever. So... what else is on your mind this week, Duff?
Oh, geez, Canadian soccer.
Oh, yeah. What's on your mind there?
We're going to Qatar.
Qatar. We are in
back,
group. What group are we in?
I think we're in somebody referred to it as kind of like the group of death.
No, that's the next one. I think we're in group E. I think
some pretty high-powered sides.
Yeah. Well, who do we face? I think we're in with Morocco.
The Americans?
No, we're not in with the Americans. The Americans are in another division. They are in a tough division, but they should come out of that, actually. Yeah. So we are... Now, how do you think we're going to do? So we're with Belgium, Morocco and Croatia.
Yeah, Croats will be tough. Belgium will be tough.
Belgium's going to be tough for us.
It's going to be tough because who knew Canadian soccer would go this far? They were interviewing George Pecos the other night, and he was on the last one in 1986.
Yeah,
George reffed a couple of my daughter's soccer games. I thought, there's a legend.
I worked with him at the City of Victoria.
There's a legend reffing my daughter's soccer game. How cool is that?
I worked with him at the City of Victoria, and
he's a class act.
He really is. And he was telling me that during '86 he had to would go to practices and training and games on sick time and vacation. He would have to use his sick time and vacation from the city to all the games. As it turns out,
represent your country.
Well, he scored the only goal for Canada in a World Cup, so happy days. But I think we're going to have Davis back. Davey, he's going to come back. I think we should have a full squad of.
Because of Davis, we got into the Qatar, I think. Because it was a game against the Americans, he scored the opening goal, didn't he?
Yeah, well, he didn't play. He didn't play the last however games.
Barely kept it inbounds and scored. That was amazing.
Yeah, the guy's unbelievable. But I hear the women are coming into town here. Yeah.
John Herdman, the Canadian coach of the men's side, he's the one that got the women's side going. Way back when. Yeah,
I remember when he did. I remember when he took the women over, but I also remember when he left the women.
Yeah,
the women weren't happy.
No, because he was a good coach.
A very good coach.
Very good. Is.
Oh, he extremely. Yeah,
guided the men to.
Oh, craziness!
Heights they never thought they'd achieve. And
well, now what are they? 33rd or 35th ranked or something like that?
He's like 87th or 100th.
I know he's taking them to, But are you surprised how the country has gone behind soccer?
I'm pleasantly surprised, yes, because I think North America is the only place in the world where soccer is not king. In the U.S., it's football, baseball. In Canada, of course, it's hockey, lacrosse.
Well, I think we even talked about this at one point where we touched on it anyways, where out of all the sports, registration, soccer is at the top of all of them. Just look, in any city, in any town, soccer is one of the things that...
Football?
In Canada here?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I watched this movie, 3 Days to Kill, with Kevin Costner. He's talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers. He says, that's football.
Oh, yeah.
Football is where you play with football with your feet.
No, I know.
Only part of the American gridiron is when you kick the ball for a field goal or a kickoff.
That's right. I seen a game. I didn't watch it on streaming, but it was my interest is because that's my family's from Scotland and Glasgow, and it was an old firm game, which is Celtic Rangers, and I'm a Celtic fan only because my brother's a Rangers fan.
I used to follow the Coventry City Sky Blues because that's where I was born, Coventry, England. But they've fallen.
A lot, yeah. They're now something like that. Well, this was a very much religious. I grew up with Protestant Catholics, so you have Billy or a Tim, and I was disgusted in what the Ibrox, which is the Rangers, they were throwing missiles, glass, and they were breaking like.
Well, football, soccer fans in Europe are fanatics. That's where they get the term fan, right? They are religious about it. Look at Italy.
It just hasn't evolved. Like, I don't think they do this. I don't know soccer enough, and I don't follow it. And I'll tell you, I won't watch another firm game because I just don't care. I don't give a shit anymore.
Well, I remember when Jeff Gordon won in Talladega at the stock car race, and people were throwing beer cans at him because
beer cans is not going to hurt anybody.
But they were full beer cans.
Oh, okay, maybe.
And but I'm thinking, welcome to Redneckville, because their boy didn't win, Dale Jr. Right?
Yeah,
because he's a Yankee.
But throwing glass on the field. Who? What are you doing?
Somebody who is obviously not very well educated, don't think very highly of themselves. In other words, a moron.
No, it's they don't know. They're not old enough when this rivalry started. This has been passed down from father to or from grandfather, great grandfather, blah blah blah, to the son.
Yep.
Now they're going to raise their son and daughter
Remember the
to.
troubles they used to have with Millwall?
Yeah. Well, that's
God.
yeah.
My brother-in-law was in England recently, and he said you could tell him there was a soccer match because the gutters were littered
Yeah.
with empty drinking cups and whatnot.
Yeah.
He said the garbage was amazing, and the stench of public urine was amazing.
Yeah. But I must say, I have been to one of these matches, and it was the most electric sporting event I have ever. I didn't think I could get goosebumps or chills just at a sporting event. I just didn't think so. It was if you want to. I've been watching soccer chants lately on YouTube because I've just watched everything during the COVID and all that stuff. I watched everything on Netflix. There isn't one thing I didn't see. Right, I'm done with the internet. I know it all now. Yeah, right. But I started watching football chants from lower level soccer teams in England and stuff. They're brilliant. Yep. They are absolutely brilliant how they're made up. And to have like 60, 70, 80,000 people.
Even going to a PFC match here. You got the fans in the end zone there. With
that's 100 guys, 100 people.
Smoke, but they're making a heck of a noise.
They are making a heck. But I'm talking
rude. It's supposed to be family entertainment. Like, what's this family entertainment crap?
Well, we'll have to get Brad Northstone on and tell him how rude they are.
Brad, and thanks for the cheapo seats.
Yeah, you'll have to get the
seats.
VIP there. Well, it is absolutely. Are you looking out the window right now, Duff?
Am I which?
Looking out the window right now?
I am, and it's sideways rain.
It is unbelievable. I haven't seen rain like this in ages.
And the winds are supposed to get up to 90 km today.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
And I was listening to the radio on the way in. And
CFAX?
No. And they said, we got sideways hail outside the Rock Research Center.
The Rock Research Center. Yeah, right.
I used to work there
I know.
as well.
Did you really?
Yeah. For 8 years.
Oh, wow.
That noise, I don't know if you can hear it on these mics.
I'm sure they can. These mics are direct.
The rope being whipped by the wind on the flag.
That is a flag. Hey, just while we're on that, how much do you think, like you were in radio, right? Obviously, for many years. Yeah. What do these guys make? What does Ed Bain make? About. About.
I don't know. I honestly don't
Over $100,000 a year?
I would probably. I don't know.
But is there money to be made in radio?
He's doing his weather as well as his radio shows. So
right.
He's getting a real big paycheck. I know that.
But can guys and women and guys or people in the business, and like, I always thought that radio didn't make that much money.
Depends on the market and depends on the station.
Okay. So Ed Bain, $100,000?
Robin
Givens or
Robin?
No.
Robin Farrell worked at what was then Cool, and I got let go. She said,
"Yeah,
You're ready to do my contract." I said, "What's a contract?"
Oh, really?
Yeah, a salary.
Now, what would she make about?
I have no idea. I honestly have no idea.
Okay.
I don't want to know because
no,
then I would.
I do for some reason.
I would have thought, well, I've been gypped all those years, you know.
You probably were.
I know.
You probably were.
And some guy in Toronto pushing a piece of pencil on a paper said, "You don't need him."
No, I know, right?
And people are still saying, "We miss you, Duff."
Yeah.
Oh, I don't miss getting up at 2:15 in the morning.
No, I guess not making coffee for everybody.
Yeah.
Are you going to go into those cross games this year?
Oh, I'd love to. Yeah. Well, I do this thing after each game. It's called Off the Cuff with Duff.
Yes. I just watched one today, actually. We were talking with Cole Pickup, I believe.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
He's going to be playing for him this year.
I heard something about that. Is he really?
Yeah, because apparently he couldn't play while he was playing college hockey because they would have pulled back his scholarship.
Right.
So now that he's done with college, I guess he can play lacrosse. And good on him.
He was coaching UVic there for a while.
Cole's a good kid. A couple of guys that I know we're friends with their parents are playing for the Shamrocks this year.
Okay.
Watch out for a guy named Jake Campbell.
Is he good?
He's a sniper.
Okay.
Big kid. And watch out for a guy named Dylan Raymond. Big kid defensive player.
Okay.
But 6'4".
Oh, boy. Yeah, they're growing big now,
I have to ask his mom, what are you feeding this kid?
No,
He's huge.
Yeah, it's so, it just seems to be the norm now, doesn't it? Like, if you're not
and you get guys like Ben McCullough, who's like my height.
Yeah.
He's very wiry, very tough.
Oh, he's tough. There's no doubt about it.
Super guy.
Yeah.
And, you know, the players themselves, they're playing this brand of lacrosse for the love of the game because they don't get a lot of money.
No, not at that level, I don't think, right? But,
Well,
I think
pro.
NLL guys don't they get a,
They got a good, decent. I remember I was talking to Kevin Alexander once. He used to play for the Buffalo Bandits.
Yeah.
And he said they were treated like gods there. They used to play at the Buffalo Auditorium where the Sabres played.
Yeah.
He said they were treated like gods.
Yeah. Buffalo's a sports. I live not too far. I grew up not too far away from Buffalo, really, and I've been to.
This is the old thing. What else is there to do in Buffalo?
Well, you know what surprised me about Buffalo? That it's still standing because we watched all their news. Irv Weinstein, Channel 7. And it was, there's a fire in Cheektowaga. There's a 4-alarmer in Tonawanda. Every night it would lead off with 6 fires. And we're like, okay, this has been going on for 15 years now. How is this city standing? Like, it was just unbelievable. And then at 11 o'clock every night, Irv Weinstein, it's 11 o'clock. Do you know where your children are? Every night. And that was newscast.
In a world.
And then Rocket Ship 7s. That was Saturday mornings at 7 a.m. they would start.
And then there was Coast to Coast at night with, it was syndicated across the country with the goofy alienists.
Oh, I don't, yeah. I
used to enjoy listening. He was out on CFAX.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And Coast to Coast at night, talking about alien landings and abductions. Weird stuff.
Wow.
Cult.
Really?
Yeah.
Ugh.
And people would eat it up. I'm thinking, these are the people who are electing an American president.
Well, isn't Victoria supposed to be one of the most haunted places in North America?
Probably, yeah.
That's somebody was saying.
Royal Roads, Happy Castle, Royal Roads is supposed to be very haunted.
Royal Roads. I remember Jordan Cunningham from CTV told me that when he went to Camosun, he would study in some hall or something, and he got freaked out and he never went back.
How was Jordan? Jordan's good
I
guy.
haven't talked to
He's
Jordan.
a great guy.
Jordan is a good guy, yeah. I'll tell you a quick story about Jordan. I was working for the city of Victoria. I was at the lights at Pandora and Douglas, and I was in a dump truck, and I seen him going
Into the station?
going towards the Esquimalt, coming down Pandora, so going east and or west, sorry. And as he got in front of my dump truck, I beeped the horn, and he jumped. I mean, he had a coffee and that skinny suit jeans or whatever they wear now.
CKDA used to be in the basement of the old Douglas Hotel. I was going to work there one morning, and a police car pulled up behind me and hit its lights. It's blue and reds. What did I do? I didn't run a light. I didn't no illegal light change. I wasn't speeding. And it was a guy says, "I ran your plate and I saw it was you. I just wanted you to say hello."
Oh, no way, really? Oops.
I miss those days. No. And then I was going to CFAX one morning. There was a police roadblock near Uptown, and one of the officers, I knew her.
Yeah.
We used to work at the Q together, and she became a cop. I thought, she's a good cop. She's got the personality for it. And she said, "What are you doing out here so early?" "I'm going to work." She said, "Get the hell out of here."
Yeah. They, because I worked in street cleaning for all those years, they are the most patient police force I've ever met in my life. They really are.
Who, the PD?
The shit that they have to endure is unbelievable.
When they opened that park for Sarah Beckett.
Yeah.
They had a whole swath of dignitaries there. A lot of mayors, politicians, and Delmanic, who I've never met, came up and said hello.
Yeah.
The mayor of Colwood, who I've never met, Rob Martin, said hello.
Yeah.
He knew me. I thought,
that's weird.
This was after I'd been given
gone for whatever, yeah.
I thought, this is so, my wife would look at me and say, "Is there anybody you don't know? Is that person over there? I don't know."
Well, that's why you're here, Steve.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to wrap it up. So
that was
fast. That's 35 minutes, actually. Yeah. So no kidding, eh? It's just
I got to think of something for next week.
You got to think of something for next week. Well, you got a whole week to do that. So, and I'm sure you'll come up with something for us. Ugh, this is ugly out there, eh? So I got another one.
Put the sails up on the car and just
say some gas money.
Hey, gas prices.
No, you could talk about gas prices. They're coming down though. They're only $1.83 now out towards Yubo.
Yeah,
so
189 here.
189, yeah, something like that.
I think they put a penny on this past weekend because of the carbon tax. The money grab, I'm sorry.
But you're getting $110 back.
That's better than a kick in the rear end.
Oh, God, I guess. I don't know.
Tank and a half.
I don't know. Tank and a half? What are you driving?
Mustang. It's smallish. It used to take $80 to fill that thing up from empty to full. Now it's
I don't even know if $100 would fill up my car anymore. I don't even know. But anyways, that's next week.
Been fun
Well, it's probably like 200. Yes, always nice. Well, folks, that's another week of
What's on your mind this week, Duff?
episode 3. Thanks for joining. We'll see you soon. Good night.